Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report, part of the Evergreen Podcast Network, show number 378. It's for Thursday, May 15th. Scott Hammer, Ron Miller coming at you live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube from the Dominator Race Products studio. Tonight on the show, we will be speaking with the 2024 Valvoline American Late Model Ironman Series champion and undefeated in feature race action this year at Attica Raceway Park, Rusty Schlenk.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll be able to keep that up this week.
Did you catch the feature on this past Friday?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did.
You see that at the end?
That was...
I thought he wasn't going to be undefeated after last
That was
weekend.
as spectacular a finish as I have ever witnessed. I just... Amazing. Fifth to first in 2 laps, and...
Yeah, was it 2 or 3? I don't remember. I know there was a caution late, but yeah. So we'll talk to
green-white checker.
To Rusty about that. We have some new stuff going on. Oh, I left my Speedy sponsor stickers on the other desk.
Oh.
But also tonight, we're going to start something new.
Don't we usually?
I didn't talk to you about this. I talked to Dave and Scott Werner. The Speedy sponsor driver track series of the week.
Okay.
It's one of those. This week we're starting off with the Speedy Sponsors Driver of the Week. Basically what I'm going to do each week is we're going to pick somebody who's got a profile filled out in Speedy Sponsors, which you can do if you're a racer or a track or a series,
right, or
even a sponsor of a driver. Go there, fill out a profile for free, speedysponsors.com. I'm going to pick a driver each week, feature them, and we're going to do hashtag that driver's name.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the show, Dave was bored. He didn't have enough to do.
Yeah.
So he needed to collect names and put them all on the wheel. And we'll spin the wheel of everybody who puts hashtag the driver's name at the end of the show. And they'll get a Speedy sponsor sticker.
Ooh.
Or sticker.
Sticker.
And if the driver is listening and he comments hashtag his driver's name, he will also get a sticker.
Really?
So there could be 2 stickers going out.
Ooh.
Yes. Speedy sponsor stickers are pretty cool. They're also made by DCR Graphics.
Right.
So this week's Speedy Sponsor of the Week is Dylan Jessen. You can check out his profile, his driver profile at speedysponsors.com. And hashtag Dylan Jessen is this week's. You don't have to spell it correctly. Dave will figure it out if you're close, I suppose. And we'll put you in the drawing for that Speedy Sponsor sticker, which we'll do at the end of the show. Also, we will be doing how many and giving away, of course, one of our Hammer Down Racing Report.
So if our listeners aren't familiar with Speedy Sponsors, it's
check out our show with Scott.
It's kind of the motorsports equivalent of the Angie list.
Kind of, yeah.
You
can search for sponsors. You can search by location. You can search by type. It's still growing. We're still trying to build up that database. We're starting off locally,
right,
but plans are to expand that nationally right now. And it's free for, create your profile. It's basically a way to kind of show off your sponsors. Eventually, there's some plans to enhance that a little bit further, which I don't want to.
And Speedy Sponsors would hope that because a certain sponsor is affiliated with a certain car, you would do business with that business because they support racing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even if it doesn't support your favorite driver, they are a supporter of racing, and
right, exactly.
That's how Scott got the idea.
Yep, I just came up with that.
Did you?
That comparison to Angie's list.
Did you? I did a while ago, but I'm glad you got there too.
Yeah,
we're getting on the same page.
It's frightening that our minds work the same.
We got a Hammer Down hotline call coming up a little bit later as well. And
that was pretty cool.
I think that's about it. So how about we get things started here, because we got a lot to get to. See, just like Dusky Raker there put in.
Right.
Dylan just has. You can put the words together either way. It's, as long as
Dave knows what
Dave
you mean.
knows. And next week we'll choose a different one and do kind of the same thing. So something we're starting new for that. Dittman Motorsports is your one-stop race shop in Northwest Ohio and offers on-site parts services at Fremont Speedway and Oakshade Raceway. Dittman Motorsports provides Hoosier racing tires, high-performance parts, and full-service support to keep you on track and in the lead. And now the new late model right rear number 2 tires are in stock, along with some fresh super stock modified and sportsman tires. Whether you need expert service or top-tier gear, Dittman's got you covered. Call 419-283-8580. Stop by the shop or check them out online at dittmanmotorsports.com. Elevate your racing performance with Dominator Race Products, the premier choice for high-quality, durable race car components. From innovative nose pieces and valances to robust fenders and spoilers, their products are engineered to enhance your vehicle's aerodynamics and durability on the track. Trusted by racers nationwide, Dominator Race Products delivers the reliability and performance you need to dominate the competition. Visit Dominator Race Products today or explore their extensive range of products and take your racing to the next level. DominatorRaceProducts.com. Or you can get them from
Ron Miller Race Cars.
And Dittman Motorsports, or
yeah.
pretty much any other reputable race shop around the area, or whatever area you're in. Probably can get them. Also got to mention Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Magic Moment Entertainment, and DCR Graphics, Freeze Frame Photos, also sponsors of the program tonight. Before we get to Mr. Rusty Schlenk, let's do our racing roundup and talk about some racing action from this past weekend.
Racing Roundup.
Starting off with the karts at Palmyra Speedway at Hilltop Friday night. Brian Bacon Parkwurst.
You okay?
Yeah. Brian Bacon Parkhurst won the Little Pups class.
Oh, okay.
I like that. Is that a nickname, Dave? I'm not sure if that's a nickname or not, but yeah. Brogan Fisher won the kids' juniors. Mason Coachley, your kids' seniors winner. Virgil Cousineau winning in the Predator 325. Frank Whitforth, the Predator 375 winner. Keegan Schroyer won the Opens, and Bobby Johnson won the NWOCS main event.
Okay.
Limaland Motorsports Park. Bryce Massengill, winner of Friday night's USAC Midwest Thunder Speed 2 Midgets feature. Dylan Woodling winning the UMP Modified feature. Raleigh Hayter. Talk about him a lot whenever we talk about the Dirt Track Truck Series.
Right.
He picked up another win there. And Todd Sherman, another guy who knows how to get it done, doing in the Thunder stocks, actually. Attica Raceway Park, also Friday night. Cap Henry racking up another feature win there in the 410 sprints. Rusty Schlenk, as we had mentioned, with that exciting finish, 5 consecutive feature wins for him, and there's been 5 features so far this year.
Right.
So figured that one out.
And the 305 winner was
Jamie Miller.
who has won 4 out of 5.
4, not too shabby there. How
No.
many has he won at Fremont as well? I put you on the spot on that one.
I'm not sure.
Toledo Speedway also in action on Friday night. Ron Allen picking up the win in the late model sportsman feature. Aiden Bunning picking up his very first factory stock
Yeah,
feature.
congratulations, Aiden.
Michael Isaac picking up the win in the school bus figure 8, and Dave Lambert winning the boat figure 8. I didn't have the flagpole winner, unfortunately.
I forget who that was, and I saw it.
Did you? That's actually how I got some of those winners' names. I was watching. Was it
Craig Osenball?
Craig Osenball won that? Okay.
Yes.
I thought he saw a video. He had some work to do on his car or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Lorraine Raceway Park in action this past weekend. Brad Copen, Great Lakes Truck Tour winner. Chase Wiggins winning in the Grand Nationals. Joe Warner Buckeye Buggy Series. Rich Grosh in the Modifieds. Jimmy Phillips Factory Stocks, and Legend Wilkins in the Juice Box class.
The who?
The Juice Box.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember we talked to him about that?
Yep.
Not the actual Juice Box squeeze with the...
Yep.
Fremont Speedway on Saturday. Darren Nida picking up the win in the 410 sprints. That was his first Fremont win.
It was.
I didn't realize that.
And that was an impressive win.
When did we talk to him? Was that a year or two ago?
Yeah. And his dad.
Jamie Miller picking up the 305 win.
What a surprise.
And Sean Valenti, your dirt truck winner on Saturday. Wednesday night, High Limit Series was scheduled to make their debut, but
Didn't happen.
Mother Nature has not been
Other
cooperative.
plans.
So that has been postponed, and we'll tell you a little bit later when that's been postponed too. It's kind of making for a big week of sprint racing in the Ohio area. July, by the way. Montpelier Speedway on Saturday. Todd Sherman picking up the win in the UMP Modifieds. Caleb Hinckley, your street stock winner. Tony Anderson in the super stocks, and Josh Gamblin in the Hornets. The Millstream Speedway quarter mile spectacular canceled due to wet grounds, as we mentioned last week. So far they're 0 for 2 and trying to get some racing going out there this year. Hopefully things turn around for them. Wayne County Speedway on Saturday. Tyler Gunn, your 410 sprint winner. Kyle Moore getting the late model win. Nate Young, UMP modified winner. Brandon Carver, super stock winner. And Johnny Bruce picking up the win in the mini stocks. Flat Rock Speedway on Saturday. Eric Lee, your outlaw super late model winner. Ron Allen, his second win of the weekend. This time in the street stocks up there at Flat Rock. Bill Early, your figure 8 winner. And then over to Butler Speedway on Saturday night. Corbin Hazlett picking up the Great Lakes Traditional Sprint feature win. Scotty Thiel, the regular 410 sprint winner. And Corey Gum, the name we've heard before, picking up the win in the 4 cylinders. Sandusky Speedway on Saturday. Bryant McCoy picking up the win in the factory stocks.
I don't know. You got it in front of you.
I do. No, they're not in order. Bryant McCoy picking up the win in the Pro Compacts. James Morrison and the Warriors. And apparently I didn't copy the factory stock winner over. It's a little messed up there. Kubota High Limit Racing action. The Hasty Bake Kansas City Clash at Lakeside Speedway Friday. Rico Abreu picking up the win at that event. Tri-City Speedway on Saturday. Corey Day, the winner. And then Monday, Rico Abreu picking up, stealing the win there right at the end at Kokomo Speedway. Too bad we didn't get the action in at Fremont on Wednesday.
Yeah, I would have watched that.
I was planning on watching that. World of Outlaw, NOS Energy Drink sprint car action. Morgan Cup at Williams Grove Speedway on Friday was rained out. Saturday, Anthony Macri picking up the win. Wednesday, at Oswego Speedway in Ontario, David Gravel picking up the win last evening, as a matter of fact. Flow Racing Night in America at Lincoln Speedway last Thursday night. Devin Moran, your winner. And then Tuesday at Marshalltown. Did you watch any of that?
I did not.
There was a lot of lead changes. That was pretty good racing there. And Hudson O'Neill came away with the win there at the end. Mm-hmm. I don't think he had the fastest car, but he was where he needed to be at the right time. IndyCar Next Series, Indianapolis Grand Prix, race number 1 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. Lockie McHugh's, was that this past weekend?
I don't know.
Yeah, picking up the win Saturday. Dennis Hogger, NTT IndyCar Series Grand Prix at Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. Alex Palou, your winner. Kansas Speedway, Arc Menard Series, Tide 150. Brendan Queen. Mm-hmm. But what's his name? Butterbean McQueen?
Butterbean McQueen.
Or Butterbean Queen, I'm sorry. Picking up the win there at Kansas Speedway in the Tide 150 on Friday. NASCAR action, Craftsman Truck Series, Heart of America 200 at Kansas on Saturday. Carson Hocevar, your winner. Advent 400 at Kansas on Sunday. Kyle Larson, your winner. And Kyle.
Boy,
again,
he's been...
I didn't watch any. I didn't get a chance to watch any of that. Did he dominate that?
Yes, he did.
Figures. So. Anyways, congratulations to him. He's got his sights set on working at Indianapolis for the 500 now.
Yeah, did you see that?
It's coming up, in 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did I see what?
He's committed to that Indy thing, even though it means he may be disqualified from winning the Cup championship.
Well,
but he said he has a backup driver at Indy should things get delayed.
Tony Kanaan, I believe.
Yeah, and he's prepared to step out of the car, put TK in, and
he is going to skip his heat race for the All-Star deal in North Wilkesboro. Is that this weekend?
I don't know.
No, that's next weekend. I get my weekends all messed up because Memorial Day falls later this year.
Right.
So no, not this weekend, but next weekend when they get to North Wilkesboro. He's going to skip his heat race for Indy practice, I believe is what that was. Get ready, race fans. The 2025 Oakshade Raceway 50th season race schedule is out. The season begins this Saturday, finally. Hopefully, depending on what Mother Nature has for us between now and Saturday, as we were talking earlier. Scheduled to go on Saturday, Dirt Car, UMP Late Models, DCR Graphic Sportsman, Dominator Superstocks, and the Compacts. Full shows run weekly through the summer through August. Barney Oldfield race coming up Saturday, June 14th. Make sure to mark your calendars for the annual birthday race featuring the UMP Dirt Car Summer Nationals, also co-sanctioned with American Late Model Ironman Series. That's coming up Saturday, July 12th. You can stay in the loop for all the high-octane action. Visit OakshadeRaceway.com. Follow on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest updates. Oakshade Raceway, we're the fastest meet to race. I did talk to Pam earlier today. She said they're ready to go pretty much. Track's good as long as Mother Nature cooperates. We're going to be racing on Saturday. Planning your dream wedding or special event, make it unforgettable with Magic Moment Entertainment. Mention the Hammer Down Racing Report when you book. You'll get $100 off your reception DJ service. With over 30 years of experience, Ron Burt will make sure your event is just perfect. Magic Moment handles everything from contracts to full liability insurance, giving you peace of mind. Plus, there's no hidden fees, no charges for mileage or dance floor lighting ever. Everything's included, one price. Serves the entire states of Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Kentucky. Magic Moment specializes in wedding receptions, but also excels in corporate events and mitzvahs. They take pride in working closely with couples and clients to create magical moments tailored just for you. Call 419-594-2261 or find Magic Moment Entertainment on Facebook under Magic Moment Entertainment or Ohio Sports Blitz. Now that we got all that out of the way, how about we give Rusty a call here?
Yeah.
We were hoping to have him on video, but he's a busy guy. We can respect that. So, again, Rusty Schlenk, winner of...
First five races at Attica Raceway Park.
He's got a win over at Montpelier as well.
Right.
So he's had... Yeah, that was a little loud. Sorry. He's had quite a successful early part of the season.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think his son Carter has been faring as well. Is this Rusty?
Hello?
Is this Rusty? Can you hear us?
This is. Sorry, I had a customer. I couldn't get to my call.
Oh. Well, that's I guess I could understand that. Scott Hammer Roundbiller with you. How's it going, Rusty?
Good. How are you guys?
Hanging in there, sort of.
Sort of. You got some time? Was this good?
I do. Yep.
All right.
We're good.
Let's first talk about that finish this past Friday night at Attica. Did you think your win streak was over there with about maybe 5 laps to go?
With probably 15 laps to go, I knew my win streak was over. Yeah, we weren't very good, man. We pulled the old car out, and we're doing some testing on the old car to try to get it ready and have it ready for a spare for some of the big races we got coming up this summer, and we got some long stretches, and we wanted to have it ready. So we pulled it out and did some testing, and we were just way too tight, and we missed the setup pretty bad for the feature. So.
Obviously,
we're just riding around, and
obviously, it's a good car for late in the race.
Yeah, it's really good for the last 3 laps.
So, was this the first night you didn't have, or you had the old car out?
Yes, yeah, that was the first night on the. We went through it this winter, stripped it down, and sandblasted it and fixed it. It was starting to crack and break in a bunch of places, so we fixed it up and put some updates on it. And had it repowder coated and reassembled, and tried to get it as close to the new car as possible. So we wanted to shake it down before we went to Atomic and some of these other bigger tracks we're going to take it to.
So was it just the setup that was off, or?
Yeah, no, we were actually pretty good in the heat race. We won the heat. We had the setup really good for the heat, and we tried some stuff that we've been wanting to try for the feature, and it did not work. So we were just way too tight, and I couldn't make up any ground. I just couldn't get the car to roll the corner like I needed it to. So I fell in line in 5th, and was just trying to hold on to a top 5 and live to see the next day.
Then you had a caution and put it up on the cushion and got spectacular.
Well, you know how it is, Ron. When you get that caution late in the race and it bunches everybody up, and you're only 4 cars from the leader, you're like, you know what? I think I can pass all these guys in 1 or 2 corners.
I can see the front now.
Is that actually, did that thought go through your mind that you could actually get by them, even despite having the handling issues during the race?
Yeah, I knew I had ran the top a few laps, and I knew that if I hit it right, I could make some ground. But I just couldn't. It was too treacherous up there, and if my car would have been a little freer, I think it would have been more drivable. I could have ran up there and probably got to the front a little sooner. But I was so tight, man. It was so treacherous up there. It had some big mud clods and some ruts, and it was just hard to get around. So with 3 to go, I'm like, man, I think if I can put 3 good laps together and I can manhandle this thing for 3 laps, I think we can win it, because I knew they were everybody had pretty much migrated to the bottom by then because nobody could figure out how to run the cushions. So I'm like, man, I think if I cowboy up and run this thing for 3 laps and don't mess up, we can probably pull this off.
So how tight was your grip on the steering wheel those final couple laps?
Yeah, it was pretty tight for sure. There was a couple close calls there in them last 3 laps where I wasn't sure if I was going to stay on the racetrack or not, but it all worked out.
Didn't you run it off the back stretch a little bit 1 lap?
Oh yeah, that's kind of the norm there, though.
Yeah.
They got a little extra grip on the horse track over there. I try to go use once in a while.
From a driver's standpoint, if you can see the front, it changes your mentality entirely.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You're sitting back in 5th, a couple of cars between everybody, and you just settle in. But, man, if you can see that front car. Yep,
that's all it is. When that front car is only 40 or 50 feet ahead of you, it's a game changer on the mentality of the next few laps, for sure.
Yep, I can do this.
Now you've been very dominant at Attica. You're very stingy. You've taken every feature win so far this year. What's made you so dominant at Attica this season? I know last year you were pretty good. You and Kyle Moore kind of were going back and forth, but so far being undefeated, what's going on?
Well, Kyle made me step up my game, and I thought we had that place figured out, and thought we were pretty much unbeatable there for a while. And we always ran good at Attica, and I love that place. I get around there good, and Kyle showed up with that new Longhorn and really stepped his game up. So I had to go back to the drawing board, and that's kind of how we came up with this new car. And we just finally said, you know what, we've got to build a new chassis, because we had a whole bunch of things that we wanted to do and stuff that we knew was going to make us better, but we just couldn't implement it with the old style car. And the only way to get it on the car was to completely redesign the chassis and some of the stuff we had to move around. So I was like, you know what, now's the best time to do it. And we sat down at the end of last year and got it all figured out, and we had to make a whole new jig. And you know how that is, Ron. You start changing stuff. You got to pretty much scrap the old jig and start from scratch.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's not a pink Longhorn, is it?
No, not even close.
Okay.
No. There's no. I'll be 100% honest. When we started messing around with this car, we bolted rocket spindles to it. We bolted Masters built and Longhorn, and I could not find a spindle that I liked. We've always had our own spindle, and it was unlike anything else. Similar to a Rayburn, but it wouldn't fit any other car. And I knew what I was trying to accomplish with what we wanted to do. We just couldn't find a spindle that would get us there. So we were cutting and welding, and we finally couldn't find a spindle that would work. So we cut some apart here in the shop and welded them back together and made a little spindle jig and got them where we wanted them, and then sent them out and had them built for us from PPM. So it's the whole front end's completely different than anything else that's out there. The rear end is obviously completely different than anything else out there. We're still the only late model guys in the country that build a swing arm. So you can't say we copied anything off of this car.
So when you come up with these ideas with the target for what you want in the chassis, what's the thinking involved in that? Are you thinking, I want to be good at Attica this year? Is it, I want to be good at all tracks this year? I mean, what is the mentality there?
Those ideas usually pop into your mind somewhere 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then you get up and write it down so you don't forget.
Exactly. You sit straight up in bed and try to
ask me how
grab
I
your
know.
phone
Ask
and
me
type
how.
it.
Ask me how I know.
Yep, exactly. No, it was more of a we need to be better everywhere kind of deal. We have over the last 4 or 5 years since we started Domination Race Cars, we've had our tracks that we're good at. We've had our places where we know that our car is really good and we can go kick their butt, and then we've had our racetracks that we know, like, all right, we've got to go there and do some testing and try to figure it out because we struggle there. And that was the goal with this new car. Is I kind of knew what we needed to do just because of all the testing that Tyler and I did on our old car, cutting and welding, and I think it was kind of a Frankenstein by the time we were done. So we knew what we needed to do to try to go faster everywhere, and we just couldn't accomplish it with the chassis we had. Because I mean, we moved the battery, we moved the motor, we moved the rear end, we moved the cockpit. Like the driver moved like 6 inches. The halo moved. I mean, just literally everything needed to be moved around to make things fit and to get the weight where we needed it.
So are orders coming in now with based off of this success you've had for this new chassis?
We've built 6 of the new cars already, and I think we have 2 or 3 more to build from here. This is kind of the slow season, though. Everybody's kind of got figured out what they're going to do. So I look to maybe gather a few more up here as the season goes on, and then I'm sure in the fall, everybody, as long as we keep running like we have been, we're gonna get busy again. I'm sure, because this car is definitely light years beyond where we were with the old stuff. So.
And you've had not only success at Attica, but you got the win at Montpelier. You finished second at 191 Speedway. Where else have you been racing this year?
So we went to. I think we have 8 races. We have 8 races on the new design, and we've got 6 wins and 2 seconds.
Not a bad record.
Yeah, the worst we finished with the new car is second.
And where
we went to?
Go ahead.
We went to Tennessee National Speedway at the end of last year. That was actually the first race on the car. I should have won that thing. I actually passed for the lead at one point and kind of got chopped down by a lap car and got while we were racing for the lead, and the leader the guy that won ended up getting around me, and I just couldn't get back around him for the end of the race. It was kind of a 1-lane deal, but honestly, we should have won that thing too. We were really good. So. And then we went to, like you said, we won at Montpelier. We went down to 191, and if the driver would have had his head out of his butt the first 10 laps of the race, we should have won that one too, honestly. So
where are you going to be this weekend?
We're just going to stay close to home. I got a lot of work to do in the shop this week to get customers ready, and then get ready for that 3-day weekend next week. So we'll probably just do Attica and Oakshade.
So what are your what goals did you set for yourself at the beginning of this year? Are you going for the Attica Track Championship? Are you running for the
Ironman?
The Ironman, it's the second championship in that.
Yep. Well, we're going to run for the Ironman. That was our number one goal. That and the UMP national points. Those are our 1 and 2 goals. There is to try to win both of those. The Attica deal, I didn't plan on racing for it. I mean, we've got to miss too many Attica races and Oakshade races to run the Ironman deal. So we'll concentrate on trying to win national points and trying to win the Ironman points again, because they both pay pretty good. And then I'm sure we'll maybe pick a week or 2 of the Hell Tour to try to chase, and maybe try to go after one of the weekly points deals for the Hell Tour, and then from there we'll just gonna race wherever's close on our off nights.
You're going to be back at the Gateway Dirt Nationals again?
Absolutely. I won't miss that one for the world.
Will Carter be coming along again?
Oh yeah, as long as he gets invited to it, it's invite only this year. So we've both got our names in the kitty for that race. So hopefully with his showing from last year and winning the heat race there and putting it in one of the features and running good, I think he probably locked his name in that show for the next few years to come, at least. So hopefully he'll get invited.
So what have you been doing with your spare time
Yeah. Well, sleeping.
Sleeping.
The only time I'm not working, I'm sleeping.
I keep seeing rumors about a new shop.
Yep. That's definitely not spare time though. That's just taking up more of the time I don't have. So, yeah, we're working on relocating up to Jackson, Michigan, like where we started this whole bunch of madness 30 years ago.
Really? I did not realize. I saw you were building a new shop. I didn't realize it was back up in Jackson.
Yep, we're gonna move up there. We're moving back to my dad's old property where I grew up. We're building a big pole barn up there. In addition to the barns he already has, we enclosed the two that he had up there and turned them into a 40 by 70, and then we're putting another 40 by 84 off the end of that. So we ran out of space down here, and I don't really have any help down here anymore. Pretty much all the friends and people I had that came over every day have all went and got married and got houses and moved away, and it's pretty much just me and one or two buddies once in a while on the ship here. So I'm gonna get moved back up to Jackson where I got some more help and some more family to got my dad up there and his buddies that work in the shop with him. So we'll hopefully this time next year we'll be up and rolling and have a parts business up there and be able to have some stuff on the shelves and do a little bit more work on things other than just domination cars.
So does that mean the Jackson Assassin is back?
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We're trying to decide whether we're bringing back the Jackson Assassin or the Prison City Pimp. I'm not sure. I think I like the Assassin better.
We were talking in the shop the other day. Where was your first race, Rusty?
Where was my first race?
Yep.
Like in what? My first race ever was in a quarter midget up at Lansing.
Let's talk full size stuff.
First full size race would have been in a bomber at Oakshade.
That's it.
Really?
That's all you needed to know. Speaking of that,
I kept thinking that it was Butler, but that's okay.
So I tried first race.
There was no money there was no money involved in the wager.
Well, technically, you're not wrong. My first attempted race was in a modified at Butler when I was 10 years old. We built an iCar modified for Butler, and we showed up there to race for my first time, and they wouldn't let me race.
Too young.
All the competitors threw a fit and weren't going to let me race because I was too young. So they protested, and little 10-year-old Rusty was left there sitting on his door crying because he didn't get to race that night.
They hurt your feelings.
So, yep. So we sold that because they wouldn't let us race it, and then we bought a bomber and went to Oakshade later that year.
No, speaking of running stock cars, you ran the showdown this past fall, didn't you? Or was that the year before?
At Fremont.
At Fremont, at least, yeah. Doug Drown and Kyle Moore have also been running that super stock. Will you be behind the wheel of anything else other than a late model this year?
Oh, I'm sure. At some point, I'll jump in something. I'm sure. I don't know. I'm always up to drive something different if the opportunity arises. So.
Okay, we mentioned Carter a little bit earlier. It seems that he's not having as good a luck as you are this season.
Oh man, he's definitely fighting the demons from a worn out race car. It's this thing it's been my hand me downs. Dustin Sauter ran this car when it was brand new at the I think he won maybe won the track championship in this thing at Fremont. If not, he came pretty close to winning it when they had that crate deal.
Right.
And then it went down to Alabama for a few months and ran as a 604 crate. That was that Neesmith series down south. And then it came back to me, and I ran it a few times as a late model. We ended up going I took it to the Dome twice, I believe, once or twice. And then Carter got it and ran it as a sportsman for 2 years. And then
it has
now
history.
it got upgraded to a late model. So it's broken about every part on the race car in the last 3 weeks. So he first night out, it broke a transmission and a bell housing, so it got a new one of those. And then the second night out, it broke an oil cooler and blew up a motor. So so we got a new oil cooler and a new motor and half of a new oil system. And then the third night out, it broke a MSB box. and a coil. So we got a new MSD box and coil in it. And then the next night out at Atomic, it broke a ladder bar and a rear end and a drive shaft.
Well, you're running out of things to break, I guess. You could look at it that way.
So we pretty much upgraded the whole drivetrain in the last 3 weeks. So it's we've got a used chassis with a brand new drivetrain at this point.
Jeez. Any thoughts of moving on to something else from late models, or is this is where you feel most comfortable? This is where you're going to continue
I think
to be.
Danny said no to the open wheel stuff. I'm not sure.
Yeah, she won't let me drive a sprint car, but I'm pretty good at asking for forgiveness, not permission. So that's definitely not out of the question.
If an opportunity showed up, spur of the moment.
But yeah, I don't see myself going anywhere. I mean, this is what I want to do for a living. This is what I've wanted to do for a living since I was 13, 14 years old. Never really had aspirations to do anything else. So,
how many years? How many years have you been running a late model now?
Since he was 10.
It was a bomber.
No, my first late model race I was 13.
13. There you go. Okay.
Well, no, technically my first late model race I was 12 in a sportsman truck. I ran with the late models at Palo one night. I believe the winner might have been the guy on the other end of this phone line. I think I ran third, and I think he won it actually.
Could be
at Palo.
And who built that truck that you were racing?
Well, that would be you, sir.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We go back a while, buddy.
So how much has dirt late model racing changed since 12-year-old Rusty got behind the wheel there?
180 degrees.
What do you think has been the biggest change over the years?
Honestly, the biggest change is just the aerodynamics of these things. You can't drive them like you used to. You used to have a terrible handling square box that pushed air instead of went through the air, and you didn't have to worry about air getting under the car. The nose was 3 feet in the air. Everybody drove them sideways and out of control, and there just was we didn't have the aero grip that we do nowadays, and
no roll steer.
Yeah, there was no roll steer back then. It was just they were a complete different animal. They handled terrible, and they were more fun to drive. You could do more with them. You had a little more side by side racing, and you could honestly you had a better shot of out driving the guy next to you than you do nowadays, because everything's so stuck to the ground and narrow dependent that pretty much anybody with a dollar bill can go fast now.
Where have you heard that before, Scott?
How fast you want to go?
Yeah.
So do you foresee it ever going back? I mean, obviously not all the way back to how it was, but getting rid of some of that aero, or is it here to stay?
Too far gone.
Too far gone. Okay. So
it's too far gone. You'd have to. The problem is there's hundreds and hundreds of these race cars, thousands of these race cars built this way out there, and if you go and change the rule, you're going to obsolete thousands of dirt late models. Like, everybody's going to have to start from scratch. Everybody will have to completely strip their cars down to nothing and start over. And that's the problem. When you let the rules slip and get out of control, and you let people take advantage of the gray areas, it gets to the point where you can't really change. You can't go back because everything's too far gone, and it's going to cost millions of dollars to make it happen.
Now, do you think it's going to continue? I mean, you already have if you look down from the top at a late model, it's not like a straight car. It's kind of whopper jawed, I guess you could say. Do you foresee that getting even more weird as far as that? Or
I think they finally got the reins on it. I think they finally realized, holy shit, this is getting out of control. And if we don't build a wall, these people are going to keep coming in and changing stuff. So they finally set some boundaries, I think, where I think we finally hit that wall, and we're not going to – I don't think it's going to get much more crazy from where it's at, because they realized what was happening. If they were going to keep letting it go, we were going to be back in board cars before too long. I mean, that's pretty much what these things are turning into. So.
Yeah.
Well, Rusty, just a couple more things here. Sponsors you want to give a shout out to? How can people get a hold of you with Domination Race Cars?
Yeah, I mean, Domination Race Cars, just look us up on Facebook or get a hold of me on my cell phone, which is all over my Facebook pages. So, and we do, like I said, we're right now we do pretty much everything. We just don't have much time to do it. But once we get moved up to Jackson, we're gonna really expand the business and have some more help and workers to be able to do a little more odds and ends of stuff that we've been wanting to dabble with. And I don't have time to work on old Mastersbilts and Rayburns and Rockets anymore because I'm too busy with the Domination business. So hopefully here within a year we'll be up and rolling and have a little bit wider range of things that we can do again. And that's a work in progress. As I said, we've got a lot to do to get the building up, but hopefully I plan on getting moved up there this fall. So
that was actually my next question, when you thought that move might be completed. So by next race season, you should be firmly in place in Jackson in the Jackson Assassin or
we plan on moving. We're definitely going to be moved before fall. Whether we're really ready to be moved or not, we've got to be moved because Carter's going into his freshman year, and I don't want to move him in the middle of high school. So right now is the perfect time to get moved and get him reallocated to a new school and new group of friends and stuff. So it's definitely going to happen this fall. But business wise, we should be up and rolling. I would say by winter time we'll be good to go.
Now, will that affect, after you move up there, is that going to affect where you race at? Will you still be coming to Oakshade, Attica, or will you be going up in Michigan?
My cars are still going to stay at Buckeye Concrete Coatings, where at Tyler's business, because that's where the race cars are anyway. So my cars will be still here in Wasion. I'll be coming down here probably once a week or at least to help him on the race cars. And it's just it's giving me a 30-minute farther drive to go work on the car is about all it's going to change. So no, we'll be at the same racetracks and we'll have the same schedule, I'm sure, and same race shop and everything for my personal cars. But it'll just I'm just going to have to drive a little bit farther when we go south.
How are things looking in the UMP National points right now? I haven't pulled that up recently.
Well, you can't pull it up because they don't have them updated. I don't know what's going on with that. Their the website's not updated yet. Usually they're on top of it, but I haven't seen any updates. I would assume that we've got to be at least on average points. We've got to be leading. I'm sure I would say Bobby Pierce is probably actually leading because he's got more races than I do, and obviously he's got a bunch of wins. But on points average, I would say by the time we get to 35 races, we should be looking at being right there at the top. So,
and that's what I was going to ask. They take the best finishes out of 35 races, or
they take your best 35 of the year. You can race as many as you want, but they take your best 35.
I said that wrong. It was right in my head. It just didn't come out of my mouth right. But yeah, so how many races total do you think you're going to end up running this year?
We usually end up around 60, 65, somewhere in there.
Will you stop if you get 35 wins and you just be like, it's cool?
No, we don't. We don't stop racing. If the only thing that'll happen is if we get the points locked up, we won't have to worry about staying local or trying to find a UMP track. We can drive around and have a little fun and race at places, bigger races that we might want to go to and not have the restraints on of having to find a UMP track that night. So.
Well, from a business standpoint too, getting out and meeting new people would have to be good.
That's true.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why we did the beginning and the end of the year. We try to travel around and hit an area that maybe we've struggled at in the past, so we can get better or get to places where we haven't really showcased our race cars to try to sell some race cars and get the name out there. So.
Well, Rusty, we'll let you go so you can get back to work. I know you're a busy guy. Again, this weekend, plans are Attica tomorrow night. Are you going to get I was a little worried about having you on because you've won the 5 in a row, and usually, our guests go on and win their next race, but I thought, maybe is this going to – I don't want to curse, Rusty.
Well, I don't plan on breaking that. Okay. That streak. So.
Okay.
So Attica tomorrow night and Oakshade Saturday. That's your plans, depending on Mother Nature and everything else, right?
Yep, that's the plans. And as long as Mother Nature plays nice, we'll probably see you guys at Oakshade. I'm assuming you'll be there, right? I don't know. Ron, are you?
He's
You're
probably
probably
going to
going
be
to
at
Fremont,
Fremont. Yeah.
No, I'm still on the couch.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
He suffered some injuries in repairing a car.
Yeah.
Fire.
Oh no, that's not good.
Oh, you didn't hear?
I did not.
Oh, crap. Yeah, I was working on a customer car. He said, I've got a starter problem. I said, bring it over. I'll look. And all right, hit the starter button. I went, ruh, and quit. I said, that's not a starter problem. That's an engine problem. I told him, pull the spark plugs out. I'll take a look at it. So pulled the plugs out. I said, okay, hit the starter button. It spun over, blew alcohol all over my legs, and somehow a spark plug wire lit it up, and it lit me up.
Oh my God.
So I've got some pretty significant second-degree burns, especially on my left leg, and a couple of third-degree spots hiding in those second-degree burns. So, yeah.
Oh my God, that is not good. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm just, yeah, I'm being a little careful.
Did you have to spend time in the hospital?
No, I saw my family doctor, and she said, whatever you're doing is working really well. Don't screw it up. So, yeah.
Keep it clean.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty Ron Miller. Just light yourself on fire and don't even go to the hospital.
Well, yeah. I don't have time for that stuff.
Neither's Rusty.
No, I'd have done the same thing.
No question.
All right, Rusty. Good luck this weekend. Always great talking to you. Keep that streak going, man.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
We'll be watching.
All right. See you guys.
See you, Rusty.
There you go, Rusty Schlenk. You're defending Valvoline American Late Model Ironman Series champion.
Yeah.
As well as undefeated at Attica, leading the points there. He may be able to still get the points if he continues doing that well, even missing a few weeks.
Build a little cushion, and
yeah, you never know. Ryan Miller Race Cars, your one-stop racing headquarters located in Lambertville, Michigan. Ryan Miller Race Cars has everything you need to keep your racing dreams on track, from custom race cars to parts, safety equipment, service. You can catch them on fire. He prefers not, though.
Yeah.
Even American Racer tires, if it's for racing, Ron has it. Or you can get it. Give him a call today at 734-856-7223 and let Ron help you gear up for victory. Ron Miller Race Cars, fueling race cars one lap at a time. That would actually suck if you fueled a race car one lap at a time. It'd probably be pretty slow.
Yeah.
You'd have to keep going.
And despite my recent setbacks, we're still selling a lot of parts and making customers happy.
You're still working out in the shop, right?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
Not a lot, but a little.
Well, I haven't brought my car over there recently.
Don't do that.
Okay. We'll try not to. Let's knock out a little bit of racing news here. Again, don't forget hashtag Dylan Jessen in the comments for the Speedy Sponsors Driver of the Week to win the Speedy Sponsor sticker. And we'll be doing how many here momentarily. Right now, though, let's do
Latest racing news.
just a couple stories. I'm shooting for an 8 o'clock end because we've been going really long in our past few shows, so I'm trying to
And you have
press things a little bit.
a reason for wanting to be
And there's,
done by?
I have a little ulterior motive. There's
I see your beard
a
is
hockey
growing.
game going. This is my playoff beard, yeah. During post-race inspections at Kansas Speedway, NASCAR found a violation on the Front Row Motorsports number 34, driven by Lane Riggs. NASCAR has disqualified Riggs and relegated him to a last-place finish. The rule violated is related to the truck bed cover. This is for the truck race, obviously.
Right.
The material must be strong enough not to sag during the race, and the bed must be sealed. Do they have these rules for the trucks at Fremont?
No.
Probably not getting that same downforce.
No.
A little. Section 14.4.9.a, bed cover material must be strong enough to prevent the cover from deflecting or sagging and must be sealed around the perimeter of all bed panels while the vehicle competes, is the official rule that was violated there. NTT IndyCar Series Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway, scheduled for June 15th, has the time has been moved as far as the start time for that. Originally scheduled at 3 o'clock on Fox. Fox and IndyCar announced Wednesday morning, that the new starting time will be 8 p.m., putting it in prime time. It'll be the first IndyCar race scheduled for prime time since the rescheduled season opening race at Texas Motor Speedway on June 6th of 2020. And you remember what was going on during that year, don't you? That's when everything was getting rescheduled because of COVID.
Yep.
So
those days
IndyCar,
are gone.
Yeah, those days, let's hope they stay away. So IndyCar going back to prime time, so that's pretty cool. And not under a pandemic this time. Originally scheduled for Wednesday, May 14th, the debut of the Kubota High Limit Racing Series at Fremont Speedway has been rescheduled for Monday, July 14th. Kicking off a week of sprint car racing in the state of Ohio, it will be the first of 6 straight nights of racing that week, with Fremont Speedway on Monday, the Brad Doty Classic at Attica on Tuesday, the Double Down Duels at Eldora on Wednesday, the $100,000 to win Joker's Jackpot on Thursday, and Kings Royal on Friday and Saturday at Eldora as well. So, and all tickets originally or purchased for the originally scheduled High Limit show at Fremont will remain valid for the makeup date.
They will be honored.
So there you go. And that's it for racing news.
No. There's one more.
Oh, there is?
Did you see that Kyle Larson signed a 3-year contract with Hendrick Motorsports?
No.
$315 million.
What was he getting paid now?
I don't have a clue, but that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. He doesn't even does he have to win?
No.
He just gets that money automatically.
Yeah.
So it's
Scott,
that's $100 million plus a year. I could live off of that.
He is undoubtedly the most talented racer in at least 40 years.
Yes. He is pretty good. DCR Graphics is your source for high-quality wraps, stickers, die-cast banners, and more. If you're looking to upgrade your race team's look, DCR Graphics has you covered with full wraps starting at just $425 plus shipping. I transposed my 2 and 4 for some reason. If you want to showcase your car in miniature form, you can get a box of 8 custom die casts for only $130. It's available for late models, sprints, modifieds, and now street/super stocks. So
you got yours yet?
I have not. No, the only thing I got is our combined late model up there. And now DCR has even more ways to show off your style. Check out their brand new lineup of crew shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, flags, and more. Hit up DCR Graphics on Facebook or call 419-308-9523 to place your order today. DCR Graphics, where speed meets style. And still work. His website's getting close to being done.
Oh.
And it's got like I know the guy working on it, which is not me, by the way.
Oh, really?
It is not me, just someone I work with, but he's got it so it's you can go and click on late model drivers, and then all the late model drivers that he services will be there with their apparel, and you can buy, I guess, from that. So pretty cool stuff there from DCR Graphics. So we do have a Hammer Down hotline.
Really?
I know that we talked about this a few weeks ago. It goes silent for several weeks, and we're like, hey, maybe we should get rid of it. And then we have several weeks where we have calls and or texts.
Now, you teased me a little before we went on, and you said it was not from our area?
No, this guy's from Montana, he says. So pretty cool. Before we get to that call, though, if you would like to call or text anytime, day or night, 419-318-3081. That is the Hammer Down hotline number.
That's a 24/7 number.
It is. Yeah, you can call in the middle of the night. You're not going to wake anybody up. It's all good. So don't worry about that. Here is this week's call. Check it out.
Hammer Down Hotline.
Hello, and welcome to the Hammer Down podcast. Hey, Scott. Hey, Ron. This is Michael in the Yellowstone Valley in Montana. I was just calling to tell you how I love your show. And if you could support some Montana a little bit, we just opened up. Our tracks just opened up last week. The Big Sky Speedway, Gallatin Speedway, and Electric City. And like I said, I love you guys. I'm going to order actually some stickers and give them to some of my race. So I'm a blind fan, actually. Full disclosure. I'm Blind Moon on the my race pass. Doing pretty good on the points on some of the deals. But I'm going to keep listening to you guys. I used to live in Alveda, and it's pretty cool that Creed Kemenot's from there. And not far, we got, Bryce Lucius from Finley. And if you could tell me who else, who are all the Ohio guys running this year? you guys could run through that. And rest in peace to, I believe her name was Donna. I don't know anything really, but I've heard, and you're obviously a big supporter, and you race a lot of Oakshade, Mr. Scott, and it sounds like Ron too. Thank you guys. Keep it up. Keep racing and support that family. Keep that track going. And keep the show going. Hammer down, baby. Later.
You know, and you started off there saying he loves the show. That definitely helps with
Oh yeah,
getting
got him on.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, as far as drivers, sprint car drivers, pretty much the same group. Cap Henry's been having a lot of success in the 410s. Darren Nida, he's been driving, he winning at Butler.
I think
winning
Darren
at,
lives in Michigan.
Yeah, he's got
we won't
wins
hold
at
that
Butler.
against him, right?
Yeah.
There's some really cool people in Michigan.
And then, of course, Jamie Miller in the 305s getting it done quite a bit this year. So, yeah. So thanks for the call again.
Sean Valenti.
Sean, is he runs the 305 still?
He's got a 305 and he's got a truck, and he is the all-time #1 top feature winner at Fremont Speedway.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Here, let's get rid of this for now. There
you go.
Yeah.
We're back.
Now I'm looking at you. So let's move on to how many. Give away a sticker here. Shall we do that? DCR graphics sticker, which you can also buy these Hammer Down Racing Report window stickers for just $5. Just like our friend there from Montana had
Mike
mentioned.
did.
Yeah, about purchasing some. You can get a hold of Dale DCR Graphics and get those. Slap them on your race car, even if you're in Montana. You can be part of the Hammer Down Army, and we'll report where you finish. Just send us a picture of the sticker on your car, and that's it. You're part of the Army, and then just send us your results each week. HammerdownRacingReport.com. More information is there.
And he said that was Big Sky Speedway, right?
I believe so, yeah. And another one. So let's do how many.
How many?
Last week's how many was how many high-limit sprint cars were going to be at Fremont on Wednesday.
And that number was?
0.
Surprisingly,
the only one to guess 0
was
this guy, Mr. John Young, who was here last week. He put it in the comments, so it counts. John Young, congratulations. You got yourself another Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker, courtesy of DCR Graphics. I can give it to him on Saturday.
You think?
Yeah. So, congratulations to him. As far as in studio, he was the winner because he was in the studio. But between you and me, you were closest, so you get to go first for this week's guess.
No, we got to defer to John.
He's not here.
Okay.
40. You guessed 42. Answered everything
43.
I said. I was more optimistic and went 44, and obviously I failed on that. So this week's how many, and a chance to win a sticker on next week's show, is how many late models plus, because you like the math questions.
I do.
Here it is. How many late models plus super stocks? 2 out of the 4 classes scheduled to race this weekend at Oakshade on Saturday. How many late models and how many super stocks? That number combined. So if there's 20 late models and 40 super stocks, your guess should be 60, if that's what you think it's going to be.
I'm not going to say 60.
You're not? Here, you want me to? Let's turn the chat back on. So maybe,
okay.
All you have to do is put your guess in the comments of the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live, and you have until noon on Saturday. And it may behoove you, yes, I said behoove, to wait until noon on Saturday, because that could give you a better idea how many may be there.
Right.
Or you can put your guess in now. Hovis Racing, they're always pretty good there. They're pretty close to my original example, which was not my guess. It was just an example, which I may not be too far off. I don't know. What do you got, Ron?
I'm going to go on the very cautious side and say 36, Scott.
Late models and super stocks.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You're very pessimistic. I will point out.
Go ahead and make your guess before you point out.
Because you're making it tough, though, because if it's 0, then...
Yeah.
I was just going to point out on a very off night, it would be 36 super stocks. I have to be optimistic. I'm going 37. I'm one up in you there.
Okay.
So, again, you have until noon on Saturday to get your guests in the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. Just hit up the comments there if you're listening to us on Spotify or something once you're done, which you will be soon because we're going to be done here soon. And you just go over to Facebook, Hammer Down Race Report, find their video, put your comment in.
Yeah, if weather isn't jumping in 58, but that's just an auxiliary number.
I gotcha. Let's check out our DCR Graphics race menu for this weekend, and then we'll check out our. Oh, there it is. Then we'll check out our weekend weather pit stop forecast.
Oh
yeah.
This weekend's racing menu.
So Friday night, you got a couple choices there. You got, of course, Limaland, Run for the Rabbit on Friday, featuring the Great Lakes Super Sprints, UMP Modifieds, and Thunder Stocks. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:30. General admission $15 there. And then Attica Raceway Park, also in action with Norwalk Concrete, Palmer Brothers Concrete, Bucyrus Road Materials Night, because you can never have too many sponsors for a night. Featuring the AFCS 410 Sprints, UMP Late Models, and AFCS 305 Sprints. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:45. General admission $22 there at Attica. Moving ahead to Saturday night, Flat Rock Speedway, Arca Menard Series East Dutch Boy 150 will be in action. Street Stocks Factory Stock 500 Series and a 100-lap Enduro. I believe the 100-lap Enduro is the Factory Stock 500 Series. Gates open at 2 for that on Saturday. Racing at 7 p.m., though. General admission, $26 for that event. Fremont Speedway, it's Murphy Tractor Night / Double Down Throwdown, which I kind of like this idea.
Yeah.
Have you been part of it last year where they did the double feature?
Yes.
Did you think it was a pretty cool idea?
It was cool, yeah. No heat races. You just qualify straight into the feature.
But they do have last chance races, don't they?
Yeah. Yep.
And then they invert the entire lineup from the first feature to the second one, right?
Yeah, there's 16 cars locked in based on qualifying, and then they fill the field to maybe 24. I forget what the number was, but out of an LCQ, and then they now there is an inversion in the first feature, and they roll dice for that. It'll either be 4, 6, or 8, and it'll be the same rules for both the trucks and the 305s. Now,
do they invert the entire lineup for that second?
I don't remember.
Okay, interesting. That's at Fremont.
I'm sure producer Dave can tell us.
I think so. Featuring AFCS 410 Sprints, AFCS 305s, and the dirt trucks. Gates open at 4, racing at 7 p.m. $20 general admission there at Fremont Wayne County Speedway. It's Armed Forces Night. 410 Sprints in action, UMP Late Models, UMP Modified, Super Stocks, and Mini Stocks. Gates open at 3, racing at 7. General admission $20 there. And you get $5 off with a active military ID at Wayne County on Saturday. Sandusky Speedway, Saturday night with the Twin State Auto Racing Club Night, featuring Grand Nationals, Factory Stocks, Pro Compacts, and Warriors. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission $10 there at Sandusky. Oakshade, opening night, featuring UMP Late Models, DCR Graphics Sportsman, Dominator Super Stocks, and Compacts. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:15. General admission at $15. Eldora Speedway, it's $10 family night, featuring the USAC Midwest Thunder Speed 2 Midgets, UMP Modifieds, and Super Stocks. Gates open at 4:30, racing at 7:30. General admission $10. And Butler Speedway, it's Butler Memorial Night. 410 Sprints, UMP Modified, Street Stocks, and 4 cylinders. Gates open at 4, racing 7:30. General admission $15. And how are we looking as far as the weather with our weekend weather pit stop?
Looking out the window right now, it looks real good, Scott. There's going to be some nasty, nasty weather coming into the entire listening area later tonight.
We have people in Montana.
I'm sorry. Yeah, but he was from Alvedas. So
okay.
he understands. Yeah. And probably listeners in Australia. So, but yeah, the northwestern Ohio, southeast Michigan is looking at some nasty weather tonight, and it's really going to depend on the track of that storm and how much rain it brings with us.
Finley got dumped on pretty hard last night.
Finley
got 4
got
inches in places?
4 inches of rain, and I don't know how much of that got some of the other tracks. So, yeah. pay attention to.
So it'll be a weekend where you should keep an eye on social media.
Friday is looking like it could have a
second feature is inverted by a dice roll, according to producer Dave for Fremont.
Yep. The Friday night doesn't look too bad. There's some rain early in the day. I think Friday night, if they don't get too much, should be okay. Saturday cools down. It's not going to be another 80-degree day. Probably upper 60s, and a slight chance of a pop-up shower. Don't check your favorite track's website or Facebook page before you head to the track.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series action this weekend. They're going to be at Eagle Speedway in Nebraska tonight through Saturday. And then Lucas Oil Speedway in Missouri next Thursday through Saturday. Kubota High Limit Racing Season, they're at Ransomville Speedway in New York tomorrow night. And then Utica Rome Speedway in New York on Saturday. Roto-Rooter Midweek Series action at Grandview Speedway in Pennsylvania. That's going to be Tuesday nights for the Kubota High Limit Racing Series. World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, Federated Auto Parts Showdown at us. That's tonight still. It's still going on. They were there last night too. That's going to be at Sweekend Speedway tonight. Parts Source World of Outlaws Invasion at Cornwall Motor Speedway in Cornwall, Ontario on Sunday. And before we go through the rest of these real quick, last chance to put in the hashtag Dylan Jessen for our Speedy Sponsor Driver of the Week. We're going to do that drawing here very shortly. A little heads up for Dave there as well. So, World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Model Series action, Great Lakes Showdown at Raceway 7 in Conneaut. That's tonight. And then they're on to the Connor Bobick Memorial at Marion Center Raceway in Marion Center, Pennsylvania, Friday and Saturday night. Next week, it's the Billy Wynn Classic at Bedford Speedway in Pennsylvania. Actually, no, that's Sunday. I'm sorry. So a full weekend there for the World of Outlaws. Tonight through Sunday action. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series action this weekend. It is this weekend's the All-Star stuff.
Okay.
I was thinking it was next weekend for some reason. The Window World 250 at North Wilkesboro. That takes place Saturday at 1:30 on FS1. Cup Series action. The All-Star Open is going to be at 5 o'clock on, I think that's Sunday. He didn't put that in my thing here. And then the NASCAR All-Star Race at 8 p.m. at North Wilkesboro. Both of those events will be on FS1. So, yeah. That is your DCR menu. Sunday, yeah, for the Cup Series. Just double checking that. So, I guess let's do our drawing here for Speedy Sponsor Sticker. And, again, Dylan Jessen, hashtag Dylan Jessen was all you need to do, put in the comments. We're going to spin for a winner or for the Speedy Sponsor Sticker. Don't forget to set up your profile if you're a sponsor, a driver, a track, or a series, speedysponsors.com. Anytime you're ready, Dave, go ahead and bring that up and spin the wheel. I know it's been a while, so...
We know he's not sleeping because he did pop in and tell us that the second feature at Fremont is inverted by a dice roll.
Well, he may be getting that last entry there from Tom Longin. So Here we go. Looks like, well, there it is. Dusky Raker Bishop, you are the winner of a Speedy Sponsor sticker. Yeah, Dusky Raker Bishop. So tune in next week. We'll have more Speedy Sponsor stickers to give away as well. I didn't see Dylan Jessen in there, so apparently nobody reached out to him, so he will not get a Speedy Sponsor sticker. Stick it. Why do I keep saying that? What is today? 5/15. So that's about it for this edition of the Hammer Down Racing Report. Thanks to producer Dave for all his work that he's been doing. Contributors John Young, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on X at Hammer Report. Follow us on YouTube. Of course, you can listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Check us out at HammerdownRacingReport.com. You listen to shows there. Find out more about the Hammer Down Army. Rate and review us, share us with your friends. Thanks to our sponsors, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Magic Moment Entertainment, Dittman Motorsports, Dominator Race Products, DCR Graphics, and Freeze Frame Photos.
Good luck to all of our racers this weekend, and fans, if the weatherman is good to you, enjoy the races. Things are really ramping up.
Yeah, we almost forgot our freeze frame read.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Freeze Frame Photos is your go-to for all your racing photo needs, whether it's heart-pounding action shots or those unforgettable victory lane moments. Freeze Frame Photos has you covered, but that's not all. They offer a fantastic range of custom gifts to commemorate your favorite races, including print magnets, can koozies, tumblers, wood plaques, custom slate photos, wind spinners, and buttons, just to name a few. If you want to add a personal touch, no problem. Freeze Frame can customize any photo or gift item with your own text and graphics, making each piece uniquely yours. Call Charlie today, 419-407-6994, and let Freeze Frame Photos turn your favorite memories into timeless treasures. Freeze Frame Photos, special moments frozen in time. Thanks to our guest, Rusty Schlenk, this week. Next week, we'll be back. See you next Thursday at 7 p.m. That's a wrap on show number 378 of the Hammer Down Racing Report.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.